What is up, guys? Welcome to the Westerners Invitational Tournament. I'm your host, Dusty Minister, and for this one, guys, we're going into another tournament. This time, it was a tournament that me and Jake has hosted. This tournament was going to be a precursor for the World Championship. So this is going to be a little bit of a warm-up before we get to the World Championship. This tournament was played back in early August. And it was a fire tournament with a lot of really strong players in this one. So I just want you guys to enjoy this one. It's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna get into the rules of the tournament. Then we're also getting into the bracket. And then from there, we can get to the action. So I'm gonna put down timestamps below. If you guys want to have anything to see, you want to just see the bracket, maybe you want the rules, whatever you want. If you just want to go straight to the action, we can talk about it, no problem. You can get in there. Just pick whatever you guys want. It's gonna be a fire one. I hope you guys will enjoy it. So let's go. Let's first look at the rules. Let's go. Okay, guys, let's get into it. So Westerners Invitational is a very experimental tournament. A lot of people had trouble in co-signing with this rule set, and I understand why. Because it's there's some experimental stuff going on here. And there's also some things in here that is really harsh to certain players. But we are experimenting to see if there's a way to actually nerf the top races. And then see if we can actually relieve some pressure on the lower level races here. So Westerners Invitational this year, Jake Zard and Dusty Minister is once again inviting the community to tournaments. Westerners Invitational is an invitation to a classic double elimination bracket tournament where players on all levels can show their skill. Westerners Invitational is going to be a precursor to Soulstorm World Championship 2025. This was before, I wrote this before the definitive edition, but then again, maybe we don't even get definitive edition for the World Championship. We'll see. And we'll give a taste of what's to come in November this year, which is going to be the World Championship. Westerners Invitational is an invitation to play the classic tournament format of Dawn of War, but with some few experiments. This is crucial. I should have made this very clear. With some few experiments with both the map pool and some few rules. We will encourage all players around the community to take a shot at the title and make a statement before the Big Bang in November. May the best player win. Wasn't this fire? Like, I felt like I cooked in this one. Nah, okay. Let's move on. So, this was a pretty heavy prize pool, and it was literally just money out of my pocket. I put $250, which is almost 20,000 rubles. This is literally my own money. This was a little bit expensive, but it is what it is. Mod and platform is going to be vanilla, obviously, and then Discord Soulstorm Proving Grounds. So this is the platform, which is this Discord that we are reading this from. Tournament format. Double elimination bracket with losers bracket and winners bracket and grand final. All games in the winners bracket is best of 3. All games in the losers bracket is best of 1. Losers bracket final is a best of 3, and the grand final is a best of 5. The winner from the winners bracket gets the benefit to ban first from the main map pool, and after that, choose from the remaining 5 maps. So, we don't have an extra win this time for the grand final. I think it's more interesting that we actually get all 5 games. However, the winner actually gets the opportunity to ban out first in the cross map, and then the 5 remaining maps, he single-handedly gets to choose the 1 map out of those 5s to start with. So there's a little advantage, but not a huge one, to win the winners bracket. And then the map pool here. Let's talk about it. This map pool is super experimental. Like, I took a huge risk with this map pool because I wanted to see how this one would pan out. And this map pool here is here because, let me just tell you how we came up with this map pool. I basically wrote to Nascent, who is a really, really strong Chaos player and plays a lot of balance mod, who has tried to balance the game a lot. And he's also really good at English on top of it. So I basically reached out to him and talked about some balances. And he's also a map maker as well. So it was a no-brainer to talk with him and kind of figure out what would be... I kind of put the premise to him. How can we buff the weaker races and then nerf the weaker races in terms of a map pool? And then he basically just told me, well, it's borderline impossible without hurting at least 1 or 2 races. And I was like, nah, we're going to give it a go. And then I talked with a bunch of Tau players, a good chunk of Chaos players, Sisters of Baal, SM, IG, like I talked with all of them, and we ended up with a map pool, and it was a mess. Like I asked them basically, what would you pick and avoid against Orcs, Eldar, and Dark Eldar? What I tried to do is nerf Eldar and Orcs, and then make sure that Dark Eldar doesn't randomly get really, really strong. And I think we sort of succeeded. Sort of. There are definitely mistakes in this map pool, I will say, but that's because the rules were set the way they were. As I said, this is very experimental. So, I made a bunch of statistics. I basically just took everyone's opinion. I mapped them into one big document, and it's a massive document. And I basically just reported back to Nascent, yo, this is what I heard. And then he kind of covered up some of the wrong opinions. He kind of pointed out what he thought himself. And then I had his opinion, and then I talked with other pro players just to double down and see if they would disagree with some of his takes. Some disagreed, some agreed, and then you ended up in it with this map pool, basically. There's one race that gets hurt really bad with this map pool. And then there's some races that definitely gets buffed by this, and there are some races that will get a little bit nerfed by this one. Let's talk about it race for race. Let's talk about Chaos right here. So Chaos, they struggle a lot against Eldar and Orcs. And in this one, I think they basically have a chance. So Quest Triumph is really good for Chaos, especially in the Orc matchup. This is actually the only map. This is the most important. Like every single low race level, like the weaker races, every single one said Quest Triumph. Please give me Quest Triumph. Pretty much every single one. The only one who was dialing a little bit back on that was Tau players, but even they were effing around with Quest Triumph. They really like Quest Triumph. That one was a no-brainer. Everyone would agree that this is probably the only map that kind of nerfs Orcs. But it's not because Orcs doesn't have a good time on Quest Triumph. It's more that the other races gets really, really buffed by this map specifically. So they actually get some competition, Orcs, on this map. And then you get other maps that's very tight. You get Blood River, which is a really good map in general for weaker races. Like IG is actually having a really good time on Blood River. Same can be said for SM. SM really likes this map. It's not the best map in the world against in every single case, but in general, it's really good map for SM and IG specifically. So Blood River is a no-brainer as well, even though it buffs Eldar, but we'll get to Eldar a little bit later. And then we also have Shrine of Excellion, which is a really, really good Orc and Eldar map, but it's also an amazing Space Marine map in certain cases. And Shrine of Excellion is kind of like a no-brainer map for a lot of the weaker races. Even IG is actually like low-key liking Shrine of Excellion in most cases, I should say. And Battle Marshes, that was mainly because IG players always cited this as a real good map if they were supposed to play against Orcs. And also, Battle Mars is actually pretty decent for SM specifically if they want to go Assault Marine build order, which is pretty much the only one that they can go against Eldar, and Battle Mars is pretty good for that. So Battle Mars is not bad here. Also, Seraphims can be really, really good on Battle Marshes. So Battle Marshes is kind of a no-brainer, even though, and I will definitely say that, there will be other cases where it's not too good for some of the weaker races. Obviously, SM suffers a bunch against orcs on this map. So, Battle Marshes, as you can see, really good map in general, but there are some kind of holes that needs to be covered a little bit here. Fallen City and Fallen City against, or for Chaos as well. Maybe I should talk more about Chaos. Chaos will like to go for Raptors sometimes, so that's good that they have a lot of maps here and there. There will be other times where they want other maps just in general, but I think Quest Triumph is definitely the one they like the most. And as long as they have other maps here to get some good opportunities against some of the weaker or stronger races, that's pretty good. And then you get a race like, what's the next one? Oh, Dark Eldar. Let's talk about Dark Eldar a little bit, because Dark Eldar gets low-key buffed with this one. My premise was, as long as they don't get completely overboard, this would be good. So Battle Marshes is good Dark Eldar map. Blood River, definitely not a good Dark Eldar map, but it's not as bad as maybe other cases. But Blood River is actually like a decent map against Dark Eldar, I would say, for sure. And then what we've got, Meeting of Minds in general is pretty bad Dark Eldar map in general. Same with Quest Triumph, which is actually like a god-awful Dark Eldar map. It's probably their worst. So if you actually take a look at it, Dark Eldar there is some pushback against Dark Eldar. Even Garvik's Imperial Ale, I've heard some people say that this is a real good Dark Eldar map, but I've also heard the other way around, and this is why we have this map. We want to test it. So Dark Eldar isn't completely ridiculous, ludicrous on this one, but they still obviously have outer reaches. They have battle marshes. Fallen City is also a pretty good Dark Eldar map. At Tranquility's End can be a good Dark Eldar map. So you can see how Dark Eldar is not being completely overly buffed. And that's good, just in general. So I think that was pretty good. Then who's the next race? I'll just take the races here. Let's talk about Eldar a little bit. So Eldar gets nerfed by Fallen City. That in general is considered a less good Eldar map. You don't usually see Eldar on this map because it's actually a one that they want to avoid. It's too good with jumping units on this one. It's very spread out points. Eldar does not like Fallen City in general. They don't like Outer Reaches either, and they don't like Quest Triumph either. In general. So there are some really good anti-Eldar maps. We also got some maps that is kind of in the gray area. Battle Marshes sometimes is not the best Eldar map either. And Garvik's Imperial Ale, as far as I can tell, overall, Eldar wants to not play this map in general, and I'm saying very much in general. Yeah, most, especially Space Marine players, actually really like Garvik's Imperial Ale if they're supposed to play something, because it's actually like a relatively tight map. Relatively. So Imperial Ale, pretty good map against most races for someone like Space Marines. I would imagine the same would go for IG as well. So there are some maps here and there where it actually hurts Eldar. It's overall a nerf to Eldar. But then we have Orcs. And Orcs is probably the most problematic race to talk about, because one of their biggest strengths is, and that is very clear when I actually like talk with other people, Orcs is just so good on every single map. It almost doesn't matter the case. I know that there's like moments where, like, I guess we could get Francia's Demise or something. The problem is, if we do that, we're just gonna buff Eldar to oblivion, because Eldar can get away with only 3 points, which is yeah, that is a really, really bad situation because Eldar, as I've said so many times, they can get away with low economy compared to other races, which is really freaking bad. So this one right here is just a really good orc map. The only anti-orc maps are like low requisition, where they get hurt really badly, but so does other races, so I don't even think that's a good idea. And so standard maps in general is just really good for orcs. As I said, I think Quest Triumph seems to be the only map that orcs suffer on, but that's because the other races are having a good time on this map. We have seen orcs play against Eldar on Quest Triumph though, so again, Eldar gets hurt by this matchup, orcs versus Eldar in general in this map, as far as I can tell. Do remember that this is still my opinions and my perspectives. Some pro players will definitely disagree with me here and there. So orcs is going to have a decent time. My focus was just like, okay, at this point, there's nothing to do. Orcs is just too good on these maps. So might as well just focus on getting good maps for some of the weaker races. Let's talk a little bit about Tau. So Tau, they get Blood River, which is a type map that they actually like to play, but not against certain other races, but against specifically orcs. They actually kind of like Blood River overall. There are some Tau players that didn't agree with that, but most actually think that Blood River is good because of tight spaces here and there, where they can actually get some good Fire Warrior damage, and they can be very, very defensive on this map and actually survive orc onslaughts. So Blood River is pretty good in that regard. Against Eldar, they get like good jumping maps against Eldar as well. They get some moments where like they can actually do something against Eldar. They also have good variation, which is really important for Tau, that they have jumping maps, but then at the same time also have very tight bunker up maps. That's really good for Tau. That means that they can be at least decent in every single matchup. They just have to ban out the correct maps for the correct matchup. So Tau is actually pretty Gucci on this one. We did think about adding other maps, but the problem is if we increase this map pool, some of the weaker races will just get hurt really, really badly about it. BAD Cup 4 is a really good example of that. Let's talk a little bit about IG. So IG gets buffed by Battle Marshes, Quest Triumph, and there's another one that I'm forgetting right now. Well, I'll just say Shrine of Excellion. So these three maps is in general really good for IG, and Fallen City is also a good IG map because they can go back and forth on this map. Shrine of Excellion is like, there are some IG players who does not like Shrine of Excellion as much, but it's like a map where they can at least like sort of survive, and as if they survive this this map, it's going to be really, really good for them against most races. There are some moments where they will suffer against other races, but Shrine of Excellion is in general a solid IG map, with problems for sure. Medium Mines were also a map that in general is not good for IG, but for example, Medium Mines can be good against Dark Eldar, for example. That's at least what I've heard. You can defend pretty decently on Medium Mines, so against Dark Eldar specifically. So there's some good, really good IG maps. Blood River is classic, Fallen City, Quest Triumph, and Shrine of Excellion in certain cases, and Medium Mines in certain cases. In other cases, this is god-awful. But Garvix might actually be a pretty good IG map as well, so we'll see. Let's also talk a little bit about... let's just talk about the race that really gets hurt. So we got Necrons in here, and they are getting body-backed in this one. I'm gonna just keep it tall. There's no Titan's Fall. I haven't talked about that. The reason why we don't have Titan's Fall is, yes, it nerfs Eldar, and it buffs Necrons. The problem is, every other race suffers so badly on this, and Orcs gets overtly buffed on this map, Titan's Fall. IG hates this map against pretty much every single strong race. They hate it against Dark Eldar. They hate it against Eldar. They absolutely despise it against Orcs. So Titans Fall, not a good IG map. And Space Marine players will tell you exactly the same thing. And Sisters, Seraphims are good. Seraphims are good on Titans Fall, but they aren't as good as they could be because it's such a huge map that Seraphims doesn't really get the output that they should get normally. They need a little bit less of a big map with a bunch of terrain. Then we can start talking about it for Sisters. But nah, this is a really, really bad map, Titans Fall, that is. So that one got removed. That significantly hurts Necrons. And you end up in a situation where you then see, okay, we got Shrine of Excellion, Quest Triumph, Out of Reaches. It's not the best either. And we got Garvik's Imperial Ale, Medium Mine. These 4 maps in of itself. Medium Mines, Out of Reaches, Quest Triumph, Shrine of Excellion. That's 4 out of 9 maps. That is really, really bad for Necrons. And then on top of it, Garvik's Imperial Ale is kind of a questionable map for Necrons. I'm not saying it's a bad Necron map, but it's not a good one either. As far as we can tell so far. So the only, for real good maps for Necrons is Battle Marshes, Fallen City. And even Fallen City, I've seen, Astro Hero actually think this is a bad Necron map. I think most Necron players actually disagree with him, but he will, he at least has a point, right? There's something about it for sure. And then Tranquility's End is a good Necron map. And Blood River can be a good Necron map. I think Garvik's Imperial Ale is not as bad, and Out of Reaches at least has moments where it can be good for Necrons, but overall, Necrons gets nerfed really badly by this. SM, they're going to have a good time on this map pool compared to any other map pool, I feel like. They like, against Eldar, they like Out of Reaches, they like Quest Triumph, and they also like Battle Marshes, even Fallen City for sure. Because Space Marines with Assault Marines is actually viable on these maps. It's still a bad matchup, but this is better than nothing. Even Meaning of Minds, we can have a conversation about that as well with Assault Marines. And Garvik's Imperial Ale, I have heard some Space Marine players be happy about that. Namely, All Seeing Eye pointed to this being a pretty good map as well for Space Marines. So Space Marines got that, but against Eldar, good spread out maps. But then on top of it, against Orcs, we got Blood River, we got Quest Triumph, and we got Shrine of Excellion, Garvik's Imperial Ale, which is good maps just already against Orcs. For Space Marines specifically. Shrine of Excellion is a really, really strong Orc map, but it's an even stronger Space Marine map, even in that matchup. Specifically, All Seeing Eye has a very, very classic strategy on Shrine of Excellion against Orcs, and he goes Space Marine Mass, and it's almost impossible for Orcs to just straight up handle unless you're Master Yoba or something. Then Shrine of Excellion is a really good Space Marine map. Quest Triumph is also really, really strong Space Marine map, and Orcs is not having a good time against Space Marines on this one. They can still beat Space Marines on that Quest Triumph for sure, but it's one of the better ones 100%. And then on top of it, as I've already stated, Garvik's Imperial Ale looks like a very solid Space Marine map as well. Blood River is a classic Space Marine map, just not against Eldar. So Space Marines had some moments. Sisters, they actually like Tranquility's End against the Orc players, because they can actually get some good flanks, get some good jumps here and there because of how the map is actually built along with the outer points, including the relic. So that one is good for Seraphim specifically. Out of Reaches can be good for SOB, and Fallen City as well, Battle Marshes as well. So Sisters got some good maps here. Sisters is, in my opinion, the weakest. I've said this several times, but this one is actually like a map pool that's actually playable for them. And there's one more race that I'm missing. We went through Chaos, Necrons, Tau. Yeah, no, we talked about Dark Eldar, Orcs, Eldar, SM, IG. Yeah, we talked about them all. I'm sorry I went in on this map pool, guys, too much, but I actually just wanted to talk about how I see this map pool. It's very experimental. I think we'll switch it up for other tournaments, but we'll see. I want to cast the games to actually see what is going on and see what people are cooking. So, let's talk about the races here. Yeah. So this is also a very, very, very important statement to make. So there's a cross map as usual, but then we have this section here. So you got all players must choose 2 races to play in the tournament, a primary and a secondary race. The first game in a given best of, even best of 1, must be played on primary race. The secondary race may only be picked if a player just suffered a loss. The secondary race must, what is going on? Never be picked after a win. So you can never, yeah, there you go. My bad, guys. The secondary race must never be picked after a win. In case of a player changes to the secondary race, the player is forced to play this race the rest of the best of. So this is normal. Everything here is normal. There's nothing really overtly different about this. The different will come later here. So players with exceptions get 1 ban. This exception is really crucial. To ban any race in the game they don't want to play for the whole tournament. So this is like stuck bans. There's a lot of players who don't like this. This is what we did as an experiment because there's something that ties into this ban rule here. But this is a classic ban rule. There's some players who's kind of rioting almost against this kind of rule, but we stuck with it, and that is going to be the situation here. This is normal, nothing weird right now. And then if a secondary or primary race of a player is banned, this race may not be played against the player who has banned the race. So this is normal. If you ban the race, you can never play the race in that matchup, right? But then we have this. If a player pick Orcs or Eldar as their primary or secondary race, they get no bans. So if they pick Eldar or Orcs in any capacity, doesn't matter if it's primary or secondary, they don't get a ban. This is to make sure that the top races will actually get nerfed. But as you can see here, this buffs Dark Eldar. Dark Eldar is now really in a decent spot. And I hope to God that Dark Eldar is not going to completely pop off in this tournament. But Dark Eldar is definitely in a decent spot here because it's Orcs and Eldar who's getting significantly nerfed by this. Dark Eldar doesn't. No former in-game bug abusers or map hackers will be accepted in the tournament. If a player has been considered clean in 12 months, he may be allowed in. So there are moments where that is possible, for sure. So a player like Neki would be able to join this tournament, but someone like Ashura wouldn't, you know? Then we got game settings. That is going to be normal. Victory conditions, annihilation, taking hold and control area victory. Replays, remember to save them for obvious reasons. Without replays, the results will not be counted. Opponent waiting times. This is actually like a little bit of a different rule here. The waiting time for an opponent without prior notice is 10 minutes. Counted from the moment the player tags the opponent in find the opponent thread. So this is super, super important. This is actually a rule that I got inspired by Basic. Basic has this rule in his tournaments, and I think it's a real good rule because now we know when the timer is counting. After 10 minutes, a technical defeat will be declared. If the player notifies about their absence, the host may allow additional time. So I think this is a very good rule. I think it's very fair. Observing, streaming, and further rules. Every player in the tournament must stream with no exception. This is to prevent any kind of map hacking. This, in my opinion, is just a must. There will be no tournament that I'm hosting without this. I want to make sure nobody's map hacking, period. Players may stream on Twitch, YouTube, or any other platform with public access. If a player cannot stream on any of these platforms, a closed room will be assigned to them on Discord where only the host have access. Read the guide on how this works further down below. Observers are only allowed for registered streamers, hosts, and players in the tournament. The minimum stream delay is 1 minute. So this is like observers are only allowed for registered streamers. So you need to register to actually be an observer in this one. Observers that does not fall under the category of players, host, or streamer may not observe the game and must be kicked. Period. Players may also be punished if this rule is not followed. Players playing the upcoming games has the right to deny a streamer or player to watch a certain game. Only one of the players has to say so. So this is just like, this is just players comes first. If someone is observing and they don't want their games to be revealed to anyone, that is their prerogative. They are allowed to do this. And it's only one of the players who needs to say, you're not allowed to watch this. It is prohibited to insult opponents, hosts, or streamers in the tournament, Discord channel, in-game chat, or on stream. This is obvious. The rules may be amended or supplemented in cases of need. So these rules are maybe a little bit like, they are not 100% set in stone. There might be cases where these rules will be a little iffy. Maybe we will also apply rules that's not set in here, but maybe we missed something or someone is overtly abusing the system. We will bend the rules if we have to. There you go. That's why we say this. When bugs are used intentionally or unintentionally, the host may decide whether the match should be replayed. If a bug is exploited intentionally by a player, the other player has the right to quit the match. In such cases, the host may either assign a loss to the player who exploited the bug or call for a rematch. This depends on the situation. Very, very much depends on the situation. But I will just say in cases, normally they would be assigned a loss. Important note for Russian and Belarusians. Due to the Ukrainian war, it cannot be guaranteed that they'll get the money. However, we actually made it work last time, and we will go for it again. Actually, I can tell you when this tournament was over, we had big problems with actually getting the money out. Well, it got transferred within a month, but yeah, there are some few problems sometimes, but they always get their money. They always end up getting their money. It just took some time, sadly. It is what it is. List of prohibited bugs and exploit. Note, building pathing is not included, but all these things is just like map hack, removing enemy buildings, all of that. All of this, no way. You're not doing it. You will be punished really, really badly. But building pathing is not included. These courtrooms, this is just a guide on how it works, and this is the cross pick, and Nobus came in here clutch with it. So this is going to be the rules. As you can see, there are some experiments here. Garvik's Imperial Ale, the map pool just in general is very experimental, and players cannot pick Orcs and Eldar in their primary or secondary race and then get a ban on top of it. So we're trying to nerf the strong races, and we're trying to buff the less strong races in this one. So let's see how it pans out. Guys, I cannot wait, so let's just freaking get to it. Let's go. Okay, now let's talk about the bracket here. So let's actually look at all these players who's actually joining this tournament. We had 10 players, but initially we had 21. So that's why the bracket looks a little bit weird here. But sadly, we had a player, Archigon, who was supposed to join, but he didn't answer when he as soon as the tournament was starting. Guess he slept over or something. So he didn't join the tournament. I put him into the bracket regardless, but yeah, he didn't show up in time. So he just got a free loss. Also down here, he gets just a straight loss. So obviously he didn't join the tournament. So it's going to skew the bracket a little bit, but it's still going to turn out completely fine anyway. So let's talk about it. So we got Demilych in here, pretty good Necron player, I would say. He joined this tournament. He was very excited to join this tournament. I was very happy that he joined. Really good Necron player. He has been on my channel several times. He's also a content creator, and he streams very regularly as a recording right now. So yeah, Demilych, pretty strong player, pretty good guy, also a good streamer. He's very, very relaxed and chill. So he's a good guy to have in here. Vergaman, we've seen Vergaman games before. They don't usually pan out in a good way, but let's see. He could have for sure changed his way to play, and improved his play for sure. We'll see for sure. Let's see. And then El Bandito versus Langers. Langers came in here very, very late. Langers is kind of the same level, I feel like, as Demilych. He's definitely a player who can play the game. And he mainly plays Chaos. So yeah, he joined kind of last minute on this tournament. I was very happy for him to actually join. But it's going to be brutal for him because he's going up against El Bandito. El Bandito, very, very strong Tau player. You know, like, you probably already saw the BAD Cup 4. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Spoiler alert is done. He won that tournament. So El Bandito, an absolute monster. And BAD Cup 4 was not a cup you just win like that, but he did it. So that's huge. And then we also got Tanya Filia and Forgotten in here. This is going to be interesting. I think Tanya Filia is the stronger player, but I think Forgotten got Necrons here, so he can definitely step up to Tanya Filia. We'll see how it pans out. These two players are very, very strong as well in their own regard, but I definitely think Tanya Filia is kind of slightly favored, but it's only because of the matchup that he's not favored. We also got Obstructor in here. Pretty good orc player, I would say. When he joined, I didn't actually know who he was. Then I did a little bit of research. He's actually a pretty good orc player as well. And he's going up against 1609, who's also a pretty decent orc player. 1609 struggles against really, really strong players. We'll see how Obstructor is going to do, but 1609 has definitely had some struggles here and there. But I don't think he's a clueless player, so I'm happy that he's joining. I feel like he's kind of the same level as Lankers. I don't know. Demilych might be a cut above. So, well, we'll see. And then we got ACC, who was supposed to join the World Championship, but just didn't get a spot because we had a lot of players joining that tournament, and we wanted the best of the best. We only had 24 spots for that one. So ACC didn't get through, but he's a pretty strong orc player, actually. I've seen him several times play orcs. He's not top tier like that, but he's definitely a player you don't mess around with. But yeah, you can already see who he's going up against, but we'll talk about that later. Got AlixUK as well. Really, really good player. He gets a pass, so he's just waiting for whoever wins over here. Really, really strong IG player. He's also signing up, just like he did on BAD Cup 4, as Dark Eldar. He wants a very strong race to actually end up with, so I kind of F around with this. We'll see how AlixUK is going to perform here. Then we also got Deco. Deco is the world champion. He's a very strong Eldar player and Dark Eldar player as well. Really, really strong player. And he's going up against Sikorsky, who actually signed up the same way, but he started with Dark Eldar, whereas Deco didn't. He started out with Eldar. So we're going to get an Eldar, Dark Eldar mirror, or a matchup here. Sarian, I don't know much about him, but he's a pretty good Necron player. I feel like he's kind of the same level as, like, Demilych, kinda. So, going to be interesting to see how he's going up against one of these two players. I think it's El Bandito moving on, but sometimes I get absolutely shocked by some of these matchups. So I'm not going to call it too early, but El Bandito is the BAD Cup 4 champion. So if he's going up against Sarian might struggle, but Sarian is a good Necron player, so It's not gonna be a complete rollover, I don't think. Yang Wen Li, he gets a pass here. Really, really strong Dark Elder player. He's also playing Tau for this one, which is very, very interesting that he chooses Tau. I should also just add that there's bans in here, but we'll talk about it as soon as we get into it. Frenetic, you guys know Frenetic. I have casted a bunch of his games. I have also casted his performances in tournaments, namely BAD Comp 21, where he got 3rd place, I remember. He was at least a very strong Eldar player. So you don't, like, Frenetic is really, really strong Eldar player. But, like, he also says that he can't play orcs, but that's not true. He's definitely a strong orc player. He's just downplaying himself. So you don't mess with Frenetic whatsoever. We also got Saray in here. He's playing Dark Eldar. And we also got Frint in here. So Saray, he's a good Space Marine player. And he's also a pretty good Dark Eldar player. He's definitely up there with Demilych and those. He's not like high pro level, but he can compete against them for sure. And he's going up against Frint. Now, Frint is actually a Necron player I'm looking a lot forward to. Because I think he's actually like I haven't seen him in any other tournament. Maybe it's because I'm not paying attention. Although I have seen him in other tournaments, but he's a high level Necron player. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to pan out in this tournament. And then the man himself, we got Aaron Beast. So a little funny story. I actually hit up Aaron and said, yo, we got this Westerners Invitational tournament. He was like, what tournament? Because he was literally just AFK and just playing other games. And he literally just played for like 2 weeks or something just to prepare himself for this tournament. So Aaron Beast is the GOAT, guys. He came in here trying to win, so that's going to be fire. Kind Commissar is a good player. He mainly plays Necrons. He also signed up as Orcs. But the thing is, he's going up against Alexian. Alexian is a very strong Orc player, so we'll see here. I don't think it's going to be easy for Kind Commissar, but Kind Commissar is also a player in his own right who can actually step up to some of the stronger players. So going to be very interesting with this tournament. I'm looking very, very forward to it. So let's talk about it. Let's get to Vergaman, Demilych. This is how I'm going to cast it. So I'm going to go Vergaman, Demilych, AlixUK, and whoever wins of this former best of 3. Then we're going to take Deco and Sikorsky, and whoever wins these 2 rounds, then we're going to cast this quarterfinal here as well. So it's a little wacky, but it is what it is because of the bracket and this already being a free loss. So that's why we're doing the bracket the way we're doing it. So let's get to it. Vergaman versus Demilych. Let's go. Okay, guys. So the first game for the tournament is going to be between Demilych and Vergaman. Necrons versus Chaos on Battle Marshes. I think both players can be relatively happy about this. This is usually a map that both players are actually playing against each other. Vergaman, he starts on the top side. He goes for a Chaos Temple and 2 cultists only. Very interesting choice. I would probably go for 3 cultist squads to see if I could actually capture a point here on Necron's side. I think that would be a real good strategy against Necron specifically. But Vergaman, he's just doing his thing here. Let's see if he's going for, Space Marine squad. That makes sense. He's capturing his outer points first. I think this is very risky, by the way. Demilych, he starts on the bottom side. He goes for 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so he goes to 3 Builder Scarabs. Standard opening. Necron Warrior and Builder Scarab, and then another Necron Warrior. I think this is a decent way to go. He only has 2 Builder Scarabs here for these Plasma Generators. He's instantly capturing this. This is also risky, by the way, because Chaos could immediately get in here. Let's see here. Vergaman is definitely gonna go on the offense here. This is what Chaos usually does on this map. On pretty much every single map in this matchup. if they don't do that, they at least get a generator. But even then, they have a tendency to just go very offensive. You need to deal some damage against Necrons in the early game to avoid them just making like a brutal tier 1.5 push. Or in other cases that they just get to go tier 2 easily. You don't want that either as a Chaos player. Alright, so Vergaman wants to kill this Builder Scarab. He's disengaging nicely here. He can get into the light cover. He needs to go a little bit deeper, and so he does. Demilych wants this fight, I think. Yeah, Vergaman loading a tiny bit here. I think he should be investing more in this Chaos Space Marine, or at least get more. He is, however, going in on this side. This is really, really smartly done by Vergaman. This Culture Squad will probably capture this here. This is good denial. It's not enough because he needs to deal more damage against Demilych, who is pushing plus 70 and going for the Summoning Core on top of it. Vergaman is going to make a little bit of a push here. I kind of like it. But he's not doing enough damage right now. I just want to keep it real. He's not doing too much damage. He needs to kill some more Necron Warriors. Good. Spiraling Death or Whirling Death or whatever it's called. This beam here from this obelisk. A lot of damage going down on these Chaos Space Marines. Good on Vergaman to just go melee against these Necron Warriors. He wants to deal some really, really nice damage. Oh, good on Demilych to just get up here and actually see if there's anything going on here. He should be, however. I don't know why he's not building the Summoning Core, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe it's because he lost the Scarab Squad. I think he 100% should get the Summoning Core. Vergaman has lost so many Space Marine squads. That is atrocious. One Necron Warrior squad so far. 1, 2 maybe Necrons going down. Whereas Vergaman legit just lost... what is he doing? Why is he getting this generator? He should go harder. Yeah, now the Summoning Core is getting in here. I think Demilych is just gonna go complete Notarino on Flayed Ones and Necron Warriors. It's not a bad shout whatsoever. Demilych should be moving a little bit. I think these Builder Scarabs could have potentially survived this, but they're not doing it. Demilych is kind of capitulating. Alright, Demilych has a really decent early game. He's also getting his, his 7th generator. So he's pushing for the plus 80. He can safely do that. Like, right now, Vergaman is low-key collapsing. Also, Necrolord jumped in. One listing post is being upgraded. Smartly done that he upgrades this one, Vergaman, so that it actually can cover this plasma generator. I know, it's Vergaman. Okay, so, okay. Maybe I was a little too harsh on him. He's going tier 2, but what the hell is going on with this float? Where's his builders? He only has 1, so guess that one got killed by the Necron Lord. Another I'm gonna tell you right now, this is way too greedy. Like, at least upgrade like a Listlin post or something. You can't win against Demilych now. Demilych obviously went for the Necron Warrior upgrade. Tier 2 has come in for Vergaman, but he's not really doing tier 2 stuff. Oh my god, what is going on here? Vergaman, you are suiciding my homie. He gets the machine pit, but he has nothing. He has a bunch of float here and there, but he's not getting this relic. He's not getting this, and he's no way. Oh, Vergaman, brother, why are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? He has no army, but he has crazy float. But hold on, what is he building? Oh my god. Yeah, so Vergaman is finally gonna get his Chaos Lord up again. He's not upgrading any listening post, even though he absolutely has to. I know why he got this extra generator, because he wants the defilers, I would assume. It costs a lot of power. Could also go for Hellions. He's floating like crazy. This is very, very bad. What is going on with Vergaman? Like, is he just lagging the hell out of this game? Demilych is just chilling. He's gonna get into his base and just absolutely obliterate it. Yeah, he's gonna go tier 2. Demilych is just getting away with everything. He has a really strong tier 1.5 push. He is going tier 2. He has plus 80. He's even getting like a Gauss turret here that he can upgrade just for funsy in case a Hell Talon is getting in. Just at least get an extra builder or something just to get these generators. Yeah, I guess he already got one here. Okay, so the Defiler is out, but the Defiler is not gonna cut it. I mean, it's definitely going to be problematic for Demilych, but all he has to do is just chill. But he's even doubling down because he has plate ones, I guess. It is super greedy by Demilych, but I guess he feels way too comfortable in this case. This is straight suicide from Demilych. I'm gonna keep it real. This is just him literally trolling. Vergaman, now we finally got some power, but he has no requisition at this point. Demilych plus 100. He has the global. Hitting immortals now. We know why he's getting immortals, right, guys? Now we're getting the chaos armor. I don't get this. I don't get this. Yeah, this is over. This is really, really not a good time. I think Vergaman is just gonna... I don't even think he's canceling this now. He has a bunch of float. He could even go for the global, but he's not even going for the global. In comes the immortals, and then this game is probably over as soon as the immortals get into the mix. Chaos Lord is even low-key dying to these Necron warriors. I mean, Necron Lord is definitely low, but it's not... it's not gonna cut it, man. I don't think so. No, Demilych is just way too comfy. You got this one. He's getting this one as well. Nah. This is really, really... What is the economy or the time bonus? 100%? Yeah. Yeah. So... Chaos Lord got murdered. I think Vergaman is trying to tie up these models. It's not gonna cut it. Now this Defiler is just going down easily. Vergaman is floating like crazy. Yeah, even solar pulses. Nah. Holy. I'm just waiting for the GG. I never fast forward, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vergaman was AFK right now. Like, literally went for a coffee or something. Yeah. Okay, there are just ludicrous amounts of mistakes from Vergaman, so... I don't know what it is. It feels like his APM is just 10. this whole game. That he only has 10 APM this whole game. So, first of all, I don't, like... I couldn't tell what he was trying to do, because he went in here and was like, okay, go at him. But then he didn't reinforce these units, and he just got murdered instead. And he was floating like crazy on top of it, getting a good push here, and then disengaging, immediately losing your cultist squads. Also, just going for 2 cultists is in of itself a little questionable. He should, in my opinion, if he wants to play like this, that he was doing for tier 2, just get that generator from the get-go. If you're not wanting to push early, then just get a generator from the get-go and just chill. But instead, we just got a messy game. Vergaman rushed tier 2, but then didn't do tier 2 stuff. His economy was weird while still floating. It was crazy. You cannot do that. You cannot play in tournaments like this and then expect to actually do something, because you're getting murdered. Doesn't matter what opponent you're up against. Someone like Demilych will absolutely eat these kind of players alive. It wasn't going to be easy for Vergaman, and he lost this big hands down. Vergaman has to like triple, quadruple his performance if he wants to do something in this matchup here. But we'll see for game 2. Let's go. Okay, for game 2, we got Tranquility's End. Necrons versus Chaos. I think this is just as bad of a Chaos map. I'm gonna keep it a bug. I don't know. Like, you saw my intro maybe, where I went over the map pool. I don't know why Demilych is getting these maps. Like, I don't know why he's getting away with these maps. There are 4 disgusting maps for Necrons on this map. In this map pool, and there's no way this is the type of maps we're getting. There's no way. If the third one, if we get to a third one, if that is Fallen City, I'ma just like, nah, I don't know what to tell you. But on the bottom side, Demilych goes for all his scarabs this time instead of going for 3 and then Necro Warriors. He's going for 5 scarab straight up, and then he going for Necromoria, Necrolord. See what Vergaman is doing. I don't know why he's like so backwards with his Chaos Temple, but whatever. He goes for the same opening here again. So this is Heretic, and then 2 Cultists. I don't know what he's doing with this Heretic, by the way. And then he goes for Chaos Marines and Chaos Lord as well. Is he doing this to just scout? Heretics has really bad sight radius, but I guess he can do that. Want to avoid some scarab stuff. But I mean, if he wanted to like make sure that you could scout, just get down here and see if the scarab is doing anything. He actually considered capping this one. Not gonna cut it. He's also idling with these cultists. Yeah. This is what I mean with like just 10 APM. This is how he plays. Is what it is. So Demilych actually captured this outer point, but he's not gonna cut it if Vergaman actually focuses his scarabs. Yeah, and then he does. That's good.
Forces of chaos, bow to me.
Plus 60. About to happen here for Demilych. And he's getting out here. It looks like Vergaman, he has the good idea. He has the correct idea. Just get here and see if you can capture this one. But as soon as you see the Necro Warriors, you just better get the hell out of here. Is that a wipe? No way. Oh, this is a disaster, brother. Oh, this is a disaster. This is going to be a complete... Yeah. This is just sheer domination for Demilych, and I don't even feel like Demilych is playing something next level, or he has like a really solid performance, because I can't tell if a player is really solid if the other player is just playing like this. What? He's not even reinforcing his Chaos Marine, so what is he doing? He's going for a plasma generator. Alright. At least he's not floating like crazy. He actually got this extra Chaos Marine. Okay, so that's at least decent. He's also getting in here, trying to actually fight it out here with Demilych. But Demilych is gonna go for this listing post. He needs to reinforce these Chaos Marines. I don't know why they're idling for some godforsaken reason. Your listing post is getting down, mate.
Yes, master.
Okay, going for the armory. This is what I wanted him to do in the first game. Just get the armory, see if you can actually compete with Chaos. If you can deal some good damage against them, you can go for tier 1.5 and actually see if you can double down on that. I think it's risky, but I guess you can. But I think the better way to go compared to this is actually just go tier 2, get another generator instead of this. And he just gave this for free. What the? Just go for tier 2, get another generator, and then go tier 2, and then get another generator and armory. Probably a 4th generator if you want to go for a bunch of vehicles. Again, he's just floating like crazy. Why is he capping a critical location instead of actually going for his relic? I don't know, mate. I don't know. This is so painful to watch. I don't mind someone being low level. I just mind if you sign up for a tournament, and this isn't just because this is my tournament. If you sign up for a tournament, you would know that you're getting crushed, right? But this is also another frustration I have. You should always have like tournaments for these kind of players. I don't feel like I'm the right guy to do that. I am kind of a little bit too busy. As you can see, I'm not hosting that many tournaments, but I think someone who should actually get some beginner tournaments for sure. Another plasma generator, I guess. Is he not capturing his relic? I just want to know. Is he not going for his relic this whole game? He's actually going for heavy bolters. Okay. The heavy bolters are relatively weak. I would actually say they're very weak. Heavy bolters just really is weak on Chaos. The only reason why they get very, very bonkers is actually when they get the upgrade. Heavy weapon increase. And then it gets really, really strong. By the way, his Chaos Lord died. I don't even know where. It just died. But yeah, then the heavy weapons team will come in. A lot of Chaos players, new beginner Chaos players, they go for this heavy bolters. And you don't do that. Like, you either do that if you're under brutal pressure and you just need something. You just need something to actually survive. And you just throw whatever you can and see if anything sticks. Or you're dominating the game really, really badly and you just want to finish him off. And even then, there's probably better options than going for heavy bolters. As I say, like, this is not good. This is not good, just in general, with these heavy bolters early. Some Chaos players would do it, but the problem is it costs 10 power. So if you have 2 here, it'll cost you 40 power. That's gonna delay your tech. Which is not good, for obvious reasons. Going tier 2 here, Vergaman. Let's see what Demilych is cooking. He's already tier 2. He's getting greater summoning core, getting plus 90 as well. Is he going for the global on top of it? I don't know. He can do whatever he wants right now. He doesn't even go for plate ones, huh? Yeah, he just goes for Necrom Warriors. Alright, now we have the plasma gun, so Vergaman is going to try and do a little bit of a pushback. Forbidden Archive. Yeah, Demilych could just do whatever the hell he wants. And in comes the Flayed Ones. This is going to be a nightmare. Chaos Lord is trying to do whatever the hell he can here, but you're going to see a lot of damage being bombarded on him. I know this Chaos Marine squad is kind of in here to help. It's not going to cut it. I don't even know if he has the grenades or something, Vergaman. This Chaos Lord is actually dying? Holy. I'm sorry, guys. I just, like, someone like Mr. Landshark, he's an absolute legend when it comes to these games. These really, really bad situations where he's just funny as hell and just makes a joke about it and stuff. This is that, like, someone like me, I can't do that. I am just a god-awful caster when it comes to these kind of games. I suck at casting these kind of games because it's just so unbearable to watch. And someone like Demilych is just, like, chilling. He's like, okay, I can do this, I can do this. I can probably go for my global. Yeah, he's even going for his global. I can just do whatever the hell I like. I got 112 economy, 9 minutes into the game, plus having a strong tier 1.5 push, plus still being tier 2, being Forbidden Archive, and Greater Summoning Core. So I'm tier 2 1.5 anyway, and it's no problem. We're 9 minutes into the game. Yeah, and I'm still killing this guy. It's like, what the hell is going on, dude? We're actually going grenade launchers? Nah.
6 minutes until take and hold victory.
Okay, we're getting Perch of the Week. Perch of the Week is a very strong upgrade. Basically helps out with... It increases the... So Aspiring Champion... I know this game is over, so I'm just like talking a little bit here. Aspiring Champion gives HP to the whole squad as soon as he gets... gets recruited. But as soon as he... as soon as the Perch of the Week gets in, then that HP buff is gonna be significantly increased. And speaking of significantly increased, we get Necron Warrior Upgrade 2. And now, we just have disgusting damage. And we have disgusting tankiness. We're getting a Defiler. Who gives a damn about it? It's not gonna cut it. This... I don't know what the hell this was. Vergaman is getting pushed out of his own base and he can't really do anything about it. He's gonna do whatever the hell he can. But Flayed Ones are super tanky because of tier 2. Flayed Ones gets tankier because of tier 2. Just like the Necron Warrior or Necron Lord. He also gets tankier. This machine pit is just going down for free. Is there anything else I want to say? I mean, you guys can see how bad this is, no?
4 minutes until take and hold victory.
Yeah, floating like crazy. Okay, this is #1 problem. Floating like this, you don't do it. Just do something, mate. Get a global, get like more Space Marine squads, get a random upgrade that you're not gonna use in Chaos Armory, reinforce the hell out of your units, even though the units are not gonna do much. Just do something. You have 80 requisition right now, and you have a shitload of power. Get something, mate. Just something. Get another Space Marine squad right now. You can do it. Get some cultures. Do something. Give them grenade launchers. You see, like, this is the kind of stuff that. This is #1 thing that you can tell whether or not a player is actually good or not. It's whether or not he floats. Yeah, so this is just not good. Vergaman, he plays on like 10 APM or something. And it feels really, really, really bad. I don't know what is being said here. Hopefully not something really offensive, but... This is a god-awful situation. I feel bad for Vergaman, like, I'm not gonna lie. When you get into these tournaments, you should have, like, low-level tournaments where these players can actually enjoy playing in closely up against each other. And you might say, that sounds awful, that's not gonna be interesting to watch. I think it's cool, like, and also, maybe it's not about the viewers, it's about competition and players actually feeling like they have a chance. This is not a player you should go up against if you're Vergaman. It just isn't. Vergaman knows it. He says GG. I'm gonna fast forward. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about this game. This game was god awful. Yeah. The map pool here doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know how we are playing like decent Necron maps. I don't know how. I don't know how either that Vergaman is just floating like crazy. He's not doing anything. He refuses to reinforce his units. Yeah. It's just too much. He's floating like crazy. As I've probably said several times, I can't believe he didn't get his relic, by the way. So, yeah, this was bad. Demilych is just... like, I can't even praise Demilych. That's how bad this was, because Demilych just did Necron stuff. Yeah, I feel bad about, like, going this hard on players, but it's so overtly obvious that I can't just ignore it. It's too... Yeah, it's not good. Whatever, guys. So, Demilych is moving on. Demilych is going to meet AlixUK, so we can talk about that that one. So let's get into that best of let's get into that best of 3. See how Demilych is faring up against AlixUK, because not a very controversial statement. Vergaman and AlixUK. AlixUK is just a different beast. It's not even comparable. AlixUK is a very strong IG player, one of the best we have on the server currently. So yeah, Demilych is gonna have a run for his money, that's for sure. So let's get into it. Let's get a matchup between AlixUK and Demilych. Let's go. Okay, guys, this is going to be exciting, I think. We're playing Tranquility's End again. It's going to be Demilych playing as Necrons as usual, but against a very, very different opponent. He's going up against AlixUK's IG. Demilych goes for all his Builder Scarabs. And we'll build some generators. The first Builder Scarab is going instantly over here. And maybe he will go for the second generator as well. We'll see. Meanwhile, AlixUK, he's going for 3 Guardsmen and a Tech Priest. In fact, he is going a little bit different Guardsman opening. He is getting his Tech Priest as the 4th one to actually get out. That is very map control heavy. Delaying his generator significantly. I think you can do this against Necrons. This indicates to me that he wants to go very offensive, and he also wants to get some of these outer points here. Now, you guys, some of you might be thinking he's already reinforcing his... yeah, he's going all in here. So you guys watched the game with Vergaman versus Demilych, where I was like, I don't get why we're playing Tranquility's End. And IG has a pretty good map pool here compared to other tournaments, I feel like. So I think there's better options against Necrons. But here's the thing. I've talked with AlixUK. He actually thinks this is a good map for IG against Necrons. He even thinks, he has even gone as far and say that Tranquility's End is actually a bad Necron map. I don't know about that one for sure, because I think most Necron players would actually disagree. But he thinks this is a better map to actually capture the outer points, and you can actually do some stuff on this map against Necrons. So you can go very offensive. Demilych is trying to get over here, see if he can decap. It's not gonna cut it. Alex literally captured his outer point. And now, he's just gonna go YOLO mode here. He's going all in here. He's also delaying this strategic point. Meanwhile, Demilych is going more and more eco. Oh, Demilych, you need to be very, very careful. Don't walk up to this army here. You see this ridiculous army here. Don't. Yeah, this is very aggressive. Ooh. I would build a turret all day long if I was Demilych right now, because this is a brutal engagement here by Alex. This is not Vergaman. This is AlixUK, and he's just going all in here. Demilych needs to be very careful. He cannot afford to just lose all these Necron Warriors. He's finally getting another Necron Warrior squad out here. That's really, really good. AlixUK now is the guy who needs to be a little careful himself He's gonna be very offensive here with the command squad, and so he's gonna reinforce with more guardsmen. These guardsmen have to disengage so they don't get completely obliterated. Okay. I think Demilych is in a very awkward spot. He's gonna try and actually push out these guardsmen, though. This command squad is just relentless. Still not having these... look at these inner points. They're just not being captured. They are being captured, but he's not building listening posts. AlixUK, he just cares about going nuts here. Demilych is getting absolutely obliterated. Holy. Is there any turrets? Summoning core. I think it's too late, Demilych. This is so bad. Holy. I don't know. Demilych is getting an extra generator, and this is... He just knows this game must be over, no? Oh, this is so offensive. This is brutal. Good decap. This is GG. Demilych knows it. Okay, I feel like this wasn't that well prepared by Demilych. I don't think he expected this opening here. So this is what Alex usually does. We saw this with a game I also casted with him against Astro Hero. He has this tendency to just ignore a little bit what's behind here. He goes very offensive with capturing his outer points, and then he goes completely not Reno in here. He reinforces all his guardsmen. You saw it, and some of the first stuff he did was literally reinforcing his guardsmen to oblivion, and then he just went for command squad, just going completely nuts and just trying to kill whatever the hell Necrons have. Necrons is vulnerable in this matchup very early. You can go for the Necron warriors, try and kill them. And this is what I've said several times with Necrons. You have to deal damage to them in order for you to avoid what potentially is to come, which is a disgusting tier 1.5. Or them just going tier 2. Just in general, you need to attack their vulnerabilities early. Just make sure you're not overextending too much. But someone like Alex, he's an expert in this matchup. He knows it very well. It's also one of his favorites, he says. So he went completely nuts here. And I think Demilych was super greedy. He should have gotten a turret. Because, like, he already sees this heavy reinforcement on both sides of the equation. And a command squad coming his way, probably already in his base by then. You must know that Alex is going hard, right? Like, you must know he's doing that. He should have 100% gotten a turret, maybe get some flayed ones to actually, like, buy him some time. But he couldn't get the flayed ones because the summoning core wasn't being built, so that makes sense. It's just, he needed to do something, and I think his only shout was actually a turret. Also, he needed to capture his outer points really fast, at least one of them. This one could be considered. I think this one is even better consideration because at least this is more tight for Necrons, whereas this one is very outer compared to the rest. So I don't think this one would have been a good idea. Just go for this one. But yeah, a turret was badly needed here. Also, I think Demilych overstayed, like, or overstepped. He was really, like, he tried to push away what Alex did, but he shouldn't even be here. He should just be in his base by then. He already lost these two outer points, so might as well just play super defensive. So yeah, some mistakes from Demilych, I felt like, and really, really hammed by Alex. I don't think Demilych whatsoever expected this. He handled it really poorly, but Alex, he went freaking ham, and he didn't give a damn. Really well played by Alex. I think this is the best way to go against Necrons on this map. It looks like a real good idea. So, yeah, it is what it is. Demilych, he should have played way more defensive and chilled a little bit, not sacrificing his Necron warriors the way he did. So let's get to game 2, guys, and see what happens in that one. AlixUK, Demilych, game 2. Let's go. All right, so now we got Battle Marshes. This is another case of a pretty good Necron map, but it's also a very good IG map. I don't think it's as good for IG whatsoever because Necrons has better opportunities to defend on this one. And also it's hard for Alex to just go 2 outer points and just attack these two outer points here. The same way he did on Tranquility's End, because these points are way closer to the base. This one is very close. But we'll see how Alex is doing, because he's doing the same opening still. Meanwhile, Demilych, let's see if he has learned from last time. Okay, I really like this by Demilych. So he's going for 2 Scarabs and then instantly a Necron Warrior squad, and then capturing this. I even think this is a little too late, I'm not gonna lie. He should just instantly get over here and capture this if he wants to secure this. Otherwise, I just think he should go for these 3 points, but we'll see. Necron Warriors coming out, that's good. Really need the defensive capabilities if someone like Alex is just going so ham the way he did. Yeah, he's already on the move. And he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do the exact same thing. Yeah, and this is not gonna get captured in time, I think. But the Necron Warriors are in place, but then what's gonna happen if you're gonna get attacked on this side? We'll see. Because he's delaying these Necron Warriors a lot. This Builder Scarab, 2 Builder Scarabs was being built here. Also, this command squad is getting in here, so it's gonna be really brutal here, I think. Yeah, Demilych needs to disengage, but he's gonna make the fight anyway. Decent decap by Alex. This is not for free, though, by Alex. However, he's coming in with the Tech Priest. Okay, interesting adaptation here by Demilych. He's trying to actually build a turret, but so is Alex. Jeez, dude. Yeah, Alex is not giving a damn. This is so brutal. Holy. Necron Warriors are gonna get wiped here. And this Ghost Turret will help out, though. Hey, this turret actually didn't get finished. Not bad defense, to be honest. This is not bad defense. He's just gonna lose too many Necron Warriors. Need to be very careful with this. Don't want to get wiped. AlixUK could have potentially wiped this one. He didn't do it, so that's good. But on the other side, we got Alex just going completely nuts here. And Demilych cannot handle this. Now we have a heavy weapon, or heavy bolter turret. And look at Alex, he's not even carrying. He's just going so offensive. This is really good. If we look at economy, Alex doesn't have good economy. 56 to +0. He didn't even, guys, he didn't even go for a generator. That's crazy, dude. Did he not do that in the first game either? I better, I'll check. I'll write it down in the description if he didn't. Because that's crazy. But Priest is only 40 power, and if you don't go for the Commissar, you can get away with this. This is very unorthodox by Alex. Ghost Turret being built, so now there's Ghost Turrets on both sides. Demilych is trying to make a push here. I don't think he can cut it. He doesn't have the summoning core. So he cannot teleport back if he wants to. Demilych gonna try and actually fight this. Okay, Demilych is definitely cooking here with the Necron Lord, but he's super low, the Necron Lord. He's also fighting back for sure. I like this by Demilych. He's definitely fighting like a lion in this one. Oh, this Necron Lord is so low! No, it's running the wrong way! Oh, and the Necron Lord goes down. Absolutely brutal. I don't know, Demilych is just getting completely obliterated here, but he's definitely fighting back. Alex needs to be a little careful, though, that he's not overextending too much. This is going to be turret versus turret. I think that the AlixUK can actually hit these builder scarabs. Yeah, okay, good fight back here by Demilych. He definitely is pushing back what Alex is doing here. Okay. Let's see what Alex is doing. He must be a little bit delayed here in tech because he didn't know. He only has one generator. He needs to be very careful, Alex, that he doesn't get caught into a tier 1.5. He's finally getting his second generator. That's good. He's floating a tiny bit for my taste. But that's basically because he has his tech priest, his second tech priest down there. He also has one in here. Finally, Demilych gets his summoning core. But where is his builder scarabs? He only has 2? Oh. He's gonna build another scarab. He needs to build this summoning core really, really badly before Alex just hits tier 2 easily. Okay. Alex is now gonna try and punish Demilych, and I think he will succeed. And there is no summoning core being built here. Oh my god, this is a tragedy for Demilych. This is so disgusting by Alex. He came here to play, dude. Everything is falling apart for Demilych. I mean, he did destroy this turret, but what is the price? The price is a whole Necron Warrior squad that was heavily reinforced, being completely wiped. I mean, the summoning core is in, but this is what I mean. If you deal damage to Necrons, they're not gonna get value out of it. What? Okay. Okay, Demilych. This is some Hail Mary gameplay you got here, mate. If he gets away with this, I don't know what to say to you. That would be crazy. About to be plus 40 for Alex, so he can go tier 2 very, very soon.
Thank you, Machine Spirit, for our safe arrival.
I will walk now. Come here on, please march.
I am on it.
Live, right, live.
Okay.
It's my duty to serve.
I don't know, man. Like, right now, Alex got really, really, really good map control. He is going tier 2 for sure. Yes, he is. Another tactic. Now we're getting the tactical control. I mean, Demilych is getting this, though. He's getting tier 2. Oh, this is going to be interesting. He's plus 80 right now. I'm not gonna lie, I respect Demilish's gameplay here. I really, really think that this is not a bad idea. Well, it's probably, like, you know, he's in such a bad spot anyway, so... Now, he is tier 2. Necron Warrior upgrade and getting Brave Flight as well. Yeah, this is a good idea, I think. He just wants this extra Necron Monolith to produce more and more. Oh, phase shifting. This was a misclick for sure by Demilych. He wanted to buy time, but instead he just really, really messed this one up. I feel like... I know why he's doing it, I guess. Like, he's trying to heal his Necron Lord, but you can do both. You can defend this obelisk and heal. Now he's gonna get in. He's gonna go very, very hard. He can actually Solar Pulse if he wants. Okay. Good push back here by Demilych. So got tier 2 for Alex, and he's getting Mechanized Command. I think this is the best way to go. Mechanized command is going to give you chimeras. When you get chimeras, these wraiths are not going to do much. Alex knows this matchup in and out. He's a very, very solid player when it comes to these kinds of stuff. It's only the ultimately top players who will beat him. Or really strong players who's playing a really good matchup against IG. Otherwise, Alex is not a player you mess around with. Okay. Oh, the Wraith actually got a sync kill on the Priest. And destroying this listing post. I'm actually shocked that Demilych is actually low-key still in this game. He should be completely destroyed by now. He needs some models really, really badly, by the way. He's getting the models, that's good. He's also getting Braves. If Demilych just buys more time, he can actually survive this onslaught. As you can see here, Alex is getting a lot of plasma guns. He's doing that specifically against Necrons. Really, really good against the armor type of Necrons. Oh, Demilych, you should teleport back immediately, mate. Oh my god, this is gonna be a complete tragedy. Oh, no. Holy, that's such a brutal... Yeah. And no solar pulse either from Demilych. Immortals and Wraiths. Oh my god, and the Necrolord went down as well. Nah, holy. Nah, this is GG. Okay, let's talk about this. So first of all, let's talk about the early game. So I think this early game was really brutal from Alex, and I don't think Demilych again expected him to go this crazy in the early game. If you expect this push, I think you should just ignore this point. I know that sounds god-awful, but I don't think Necrons can afford just being attacked from both sides. You're not fast as fast, and also you will just get into situations where your Necron warriors will just get absolutely obliterated. Yeah, so that's one thing. So instead of just capturing this, just like... So one thing that I think you can do in this one is that you can wait for IG to walk up like this. They're gonna capture this point, and then you can try and decap yourself. To kind of delay the situation. If your Scarabs is about to die, like you're seeing that this is not going to go well, at least Alex has to like disrupt his strategic point capture here with his IG members. So at least you're delaying this a little bit. But mostly, I just think you should ignore this point. Just get good economy. Make sure your Necron Warriors doesn't die. And then just punish him really badly. Because Alex didn't go for a generator, which is like crazy, dude. So this means that Alex is just investing so heavily into this. So you losing this point is not as detrimental because... you yourself can just increase your economy, and he can't really break you. Even though he just invested so much. Yeah, I think this was interesting. This is really interesting gameplay by Alex against Necrons. I really F around with it. I really, really like it. I just don't know if it will pan out well against really, really top, like, the best of the best Necron players. It'll probably work against, like, 95% on them. I just think the top Necron players will not fall for this. But then again, how do I know? Like, this strategy looks really, really good against them. So, this was fire performance by Alex. He came in here to play, man. We're gonna see how he's gonna play it out on the other games. But for now, AlixUK, he moves on. Now, the next matchup is going to decide who he's going up against. We'll see in that one. So let's talk about it. Let's get to it. Okay, guys. So Alex is going up against whoever wins this best of 3. This best of 3 is going to be Deco going up against Sanami. also known as Sikorsky. They're going to fight it out on battle marshes as well. Deco, he starts on the top side. He goes for Bone Singer and 2 Guardians, Fleetfoot with Aspect Portal and Plasma Generator. On the bottom hand side, we got Sikorsky. He goes for 2 Mandrakes, a Dark Foundry, and a Plasma Generator here. Okay, I think there's a standard build order. He should 100% go for Hellions. I think Hellions are really good against Eldar. You need the Hellions really, really badly. And then you can get some jet bikes later on in the mix. Another thing about this matchup is that Dark Eldar has to go really, really ham from the get-go. Otherwise, Eldar's just gonna have a really, really good time. But this matchup is... I think most Eldar players would actually say this is the hardest matchup. Dark Eldar and Tau are probably the only matchups kinda together with Orcs where Eldar actually legitimately feels threatened. Let's see here. Yeah, good. So he's going for Hellions. However, he's only going for 1 Hellion instead of Homunculus Laboratory. So there is a build order that Dark Eldar can do where they go for 2 Hellions. Doesn't even go for the Homunculus Laboratory. Get a generator and then get into tier 2. And then they just go completely insane with the Hellions. Then to actually either they go fast tier 2 and try and finish him in game 2, the Eldar player. But instead, right now you just have a situation where this Homunculus Laboratory is being built right now. So we're just gonna get jet bikes. If you go very, very ham and the enemy player, the Eldar player, doesn't micro well against 2 Hellions, you can just get this Homunculus Laboratory. Don't go tier 2 and then just go jet bikes and finish him off. So right now, Deco, he's getting in with the Dark Reaper squad just to see if there's a slave he can kill or if he can disrupt something. Make sure that this Hellion, which is probably his biggest goal, is not in his base, which is really, really crucial. So he's going offensive. This is a thing Eldar can do against jumping unit races that a lot of players are going against Eldar. Eldar can just get in with a unit and just make sure that that jumping unit is going to think twice about going into his base. Dark Reapers again, really, really good choice by Deco for sure. And we have a jet bike as well. This is kind of standard Dark Eldar opening. As you can see here, Deco is very respectful. Like, he knows what this is about. So he's getting a support platform. That's good and really, really important that he gets good defense. Let's see. Are we getting more jet bikes? Not so far. No, he is going fast tier 2. He's going crazy fast tier 2. It's an interesting choice. It looks like he's trying to double bluff. Like he's showing that he wants to go offensive and then forcing Deco to build a support platform. Then he's like, nah, bruh. I'm actually going tier 2 and you just didn't know. Yeah, interesting. Really interesting choice here by Sikorsky. I don't think it's a bad choice by him, to be honest. But Deco is not... Oh my god, Deco himself is going tier 2. Holy. I'm gonna tell you right now, if it wasn't because I saw Deco stream 24/7, I even think you could still go on his YouTube channel and actually see him stream. If it wasn't because of that, I would be like, maybe he's map hacking. Because this is like, he just sees this coming apparently. Mandrakes are going in offensively. He needs the Mandrake upgrade. He doesn't have it right now, and instead these Mandrakes are actually going to take some good damage. To be careful, he wants to really not lose the Mandrakes. They need to be there to actually get good efficiency out of the Mandrake upgrade. Interesting choice. Sikorsky's getting over here, and he's going to realize, okay, Deco himself is going tier 2. Nah, I need to get out. Holy, that's so good. That's such a good... This is good macro. This is good game understanding by Deco. But Eldar, if they can get early tier 2 against Dark Eldar, it's going to be really, really good. Deco is such an amazing Eldar player. He's just so good in general at this game. He's a very, very, very powerful player. You don't mess around with him. So Sikorsky is up against a giant, an absolute titan. There's a reason why this guy is the world championship, right? Or the world champion. Now, Demonic Corruption just came in for the Mandrake, so they're gonna get in here and do some disgusting damage. Let's see here how Deco is going to handle this, because this is going to be really, really brutal. I also think he has the optics. No, he doesn't have it, but now he has the optics. But the support platform is also being built, and the problem for Sikorsky is he can't jump in with his Hellions because they're smartly placed minefields. And I think Sikorsky knows it. So he's gonna jump in here, but as you can already see, this is going to be a nightmare for him. These minefields are really, really fantastically placed. But he's getting in with the Mandrakes here. It's now or never. If he pulls off this, Sikorsky, it's gonna be great. But the Hellions are getting completely obliterated here. I think one reinforcement actually got in time. That's really good, but it doesn't survive for long. And now we have a situation where we have a Falcon coming in. No AV right now on the side of Sikorsky. That's really, really crucial. Mandrakes tried to do their best. Also, Enhanced Optics just got in here for Deco. And now Mandrakes are just gonna get completely wiped here if he's not running for the hills. He's probably getting wiped anyway. At least one Mandrake squad is probably going down here. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, no doubt in my mind. Holy. What? Looks like Sikorsky, he's gonna try and do a little bit of a counterattack. He can focus these plasma generators. He has the optics. He should definitely focus this one. Don't care about this listing post whatsoever. Let's see here. By the way, all Mandrake squads just got wiped here for Sikorsky. The second one didn't survive either. He's getting a Raider. Interesting choice. I think he's doing it to destroy the Falcon. Okay. Good. I don't remember what the ability is called. Getting back with the Reaver jet bikes. Yeah, he's getting Scourges. Sikorsky is definitely fighting against Deco. All his choices make sense. He's just making mistakes here and there. We can talk about it after the game. This is really, really good. Oh, Scourges need to be very, very careful.
We are ready to deliver death to the enemy.
So, Scourges are being focused, and Sikorsky needs to get the hell out of here. Oh, he tried to make a little setup here. It wasn't cutting it, and instead, his Scourges are getting completely obliterated right now. This Raider is going down for sure as well. Reaver jet bikes can't do much against the optics upgraded Dark Reapers. It's going to be so brutal right now. I think the Raider is trying to do everything in its power to destroy this Falcon. But you know what? One Falcon went down. What about the other one? I don't know about this one. And now we get the Bone Seekers Rave Tombing for days. And even if this somehow works out for Sikorsky, that's right. We are getting Vipers. We already have Vipers. This is so unbearable for Sikorsky. This is a bad situation for him. He has a bunch of slave chambers and he haven't even upgraded them to anything. Yeah, Sikorsky would know by now that as soon as he sees this Viper, the game is over. He cannot sustain this. He's getting his Archon. This is a very desperate move. But you can't blame him, and he's in such a bad spot. He can't produce anything because his economy is kind of bad and his float is not good either. And now he's losing this Tower of Loathing. Sikorsky's fighting like a lion, dude. He's just trying to do something. He's just trying to make sure that Deco is not gonna be like easily win against him. But Deco doesn't care. He's gonna make it easy anyway. Sikorsky, in my opinion, he should 100% go for the anti-Eldar build order. So how that one works is go for a generator and Hellion. You go for 2 Hellions, not just one. You go for 2 Hellions. You still go for 2 Mandrakes. And then you go ham. If you want a really good example of this, go watch the World Championship game. I think it's kind of late into the losers bracket of the World Championship. I don't remember what part it is. Where Blast is playing against Autoraxia, and he's doing this opening that I'm talking about right now. I'm gonna put it on the screen, what it's called, and then you can look for it. I'm gonna put a timestamp for that game as well. I think Sikorsky should do exactly the same here. He goes for 2 Hellions and just gonna absolutely do everything in his power. Just make sure that Deco is gonna have a tough time. Deco will desperately build turrets and mines, which he did, by the way. But I think as soon as Deco saw that jet bike, he's like, okay, so he's not going for double Hellions. Oh, it's no problem. Then I can just chill and go tier 2. I think that was actually what happened. What you do instead is just go 2 Hellions and just go completely nuts. If you see Eldar crumble, which happened for Autoraxia, who had been absolutely killing it in the tournament of the World Championship, but that game specifically, he microed really badly, and it meant that someone like, Blast, he could just get in and just absolutely obliterate him. He came in with the Mandrakes as well, to tie up some few other Eldar units, and the game was just basically over. He also got a Homunculus Laboratory and then straight up went for a jet bike just to finish his meal. That's what I meant with getting the Homunculus Laboratory and then get the jet bike. Don't even go for tier 2. But this build order, if you see Eldar actually handling it relatively well, you don't even go for jet bikes. You go for tier 2. Obviously, you get extra generators and stuff to get tier 2. You get 1 extra generator. Then you go tier 2, then you can go a 3rd one and Homunculus Laboratory on top of it, and then you can start getting your jet bikes with optics and stuff like that. Or maybe you do something else in tier 2, I'm not sure. I'm actually doing a build order guide for Dark Eldar, and I'm actually getting help from Blast. I don't know if it's out when this one will be out, but it's going to be a doozy. But that's the way you play against Eldar. There's also an Eldar build order I'm doing, and that is with AlixUK, who's playing a lot of Eldar currently. And he also tells me about this build order that Dark Eldar can do, and he thinks it's disgusting to play against. It's really, really scary to play against. So that's 100% what Sikorsky should have done. What else should he have done? Well, I think in general, he should not go for this opening. But I don't think he should have gone for fast tier 2. I think he needed to stick with his build order now that he's doing it, and actually see if he can actually deal with Deco, because this turret right here that he built is not going to cut it against, you know, because it's just a turret. It's not the D cannon that's on. That only will be for tier 2, so you need to apply pressure 24/7 on Deco. You cannot afford an Eldar player just to get to tier 2 this easily. No way. I think Sikorsky banked on the fact that he actually scared Deco. But Deco, he's such a smart player. He can read the situation easily, and then he's just winning the game anyway. So, well played to Deco. I think Sikorsky has moments. I definitely think Sikorsky can show up to him. And if Deco makes a little bit of a flop, he can definitely lose this one. So let's see what game 2 is going to be, what is going to happen in game 2. So let's get to it, guys. Right. Okay. Here we go. Now we got the first Garvik's Imperial Ale. We got Deco again playing as Eldar, and Dark Eldar doubled down by Sikorsky. He does not want to go into a mirror matchup against Deco, the Eldar god himself. Let's see what his opening is going to be. He's doing, so far, the same opening. It's very important to see what is happening with this Dark Foundry as soon as he's built it and finished it. If he does the build order that I've talked about, then he might actually have a real chance. Meanwhile, Deco, he starts on the top side. He's going for 2 Guardians, a Bone Singer, 2 Guardians, Fleetfoot, Aspect Portal into Dark Reapers, and Plasma Generator. Let's talk about Garvik's Imperial Ale. As you can see here, these 3 points are relatively close to each other. This section is also relatively tight. So it's not as spread out points as, for example, Consecrated Gardens that reminds you a little bit of this map. But this map is way more tight. It's way shorter. There's this section all the way down here. You can even rush your opponent. So this is a very interesting map. We'll see how it will pan out. We're definitely getting some more games on this map. So I'm just here to learn and see what happens. By the way, this is a beautiful map. I really like the Winter Assault kind of vibe about this. I like the details a lot. I really like this map. So let's see. Are we getting Hellions? We are getting Hellions. Okay, yes, he's going the build order. He's going for 2 Hellion build order. That is so good. This is the one that I talked about. Let's see how it pans out. Now, he sees these Dark Reapers, but I think he should, he should just see if he can do something about it. He can get in here, potentially decap. That's really good. Also, Deco himself gets in here and decapping. I think 1 Guardian might go down, but it's very close. If Deco is fast, okay. He did lose 1 Guardian squad. That's fine. Okay. Wants to go a little bit of range. Yeah, that's really good. And good on Sikorsky. He gets out. There's no reason to overstay here. Not losing a Hellion. Instead, he's getting away. This is really good. I am so happy, Sikorsky. Please do this all the time against Eldar. This is so good. Okay. Now, normally in this matchup, you would go for tier 2. But Sikorsky is not doing that. He's going tier 1.5 and he's going to go complete Nardarino with jet bikes. This is not too good. He's losing 1 Hellion. Be careful with them. Alright. Jumping over here with the Hellions. It's gonna attack this point. These Guardians are not gonna deal good enough damage. And as you can see, Deco is desperately getting Dark Reapers. This means that he's investing a lot requisition-wise. And either he's not getting good economy, or he's not getting, or he's getting a forceful tier 2. Which can be really bad. I know he's getting tier 2 here, but the thing for him is that, oh, Sikorsky, you need to be careful, mate. Oh no, Sikorsky, nah, this is not good. Oh no. But yeah, this is forceful tier 2. And what I mean by that is you want tier 2, but you don't have the economy for it. Finally getting the jet bike, but I think Sikorsky has kind of lost steam.
We are under enemy fire.
He's gonna lose. Okay, he gets out. That's good. But a whole wipe of Hellions, that is terrible. That's a really bad situation. He's getting this relic, however, Sikorsky. He's still in control of this game. Well, he probably lost the control, but he's still controlling the map better. Got the relics, so that's good. These Mandrakes are trying to tie up these guys. This Hellion squad is probably going down. Oh my god, that's another wipe. His jet bike is desperately trying to hunt down these Guardians. Just some sort of damage must be coming in. We're also getting optics, enhanced optics for Deco. Oh my god, this is so bad. Tier 2 desperately being built by Sikorsky. We'll keep on talking about this build order. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it afterwards.
My Reaver jet bike is pure pain. Reaver jet bike.
So, looks like Sikorsky is trying to do a little bit of a counterattack. Oh, we have the Fire Dragons. Luckily for Sikorsky, he does have the Mandrakes. Tower of Loathing is being besieged by Deco. And he's all... Nah, holy... No, this is going to be brutal. Also, optics came in for these Dark Reapers, so they're gonna melt these jet bikes like it's nothing. And reinforced armor on top of it. This is real brutal. Also, the fire dragons are coming in here, and we know what that means. That means that they're just gonna tear this base apart. And Sikorsky slowly but surely losing the grasp of this game. He probably already did from the get-go. Even the Harlequin, dude. Even the Harlequin. We have the whole party here with Harlequins, Fire Dragons, upgraded Dark Reapers. We have a Churd and a Webway Gate in the base of Sikorsky. He's not... I'm not even sure. Like, this targeting module, sure, it's gonna get upgraded, but it's not gonna do anything, man. These jet bikes are just gonna get melted on every single front. Demonic Corruption came in for the Mandrakes, but he only has one Mandrake squad. Look at these jet bikes, just had to instantly get back. Sikorsky has completely lost the grasp of this game. It got really badly out of hand. Sikorsky's just trying to do whatever the hell he can. Oh my god, and now we even have the D-cannon. Is this going to be a nightmare? That's going to be a complete wipe. That is a complete one-shot. And, nah, that's so tough, dude. We also had the minefield. Holy Deco, you are a beast. Oh my god. Oh my god, Deco is so good, brother. He's so good. Okay, let's talk about it. So, this build order that I keep talking about, you only go for the Homunculus Laboratory into jet bikes if you feel like you're going to win this game and you can finish him. Otherwise, you don't do it. You go Hellion, and then you go for tier 2. That's what you do. You don't go for that Homunculus Laboratory. You just simply don't. You already have a lot of powerful units. Mandrakes even can deal with most of Eldar units. Well, they're getting kited, but... the Eldar units are very busy with Hellions. And you saw the desperate situation Deco actually was in, even though, like, I mean, Deco is comfortable because he's such a strong player. But if you theoretically think about this, he had one generator. He was 68 in requisition. By the way, he was that for the whole game. 68 in requisition income. And he's plus 10. That is god-awful economy. Even for Eldar, that is not sustainable for tier 2. It just isn't. And I know he's like spamming Dark Reapers and stuff, but it's not gonna cut it against tier 2 Dark Eldar. It's not. And that means you need vehicles, but hey, you don't have the economy for vehicles. And it's gonna be kind of bad just in general for Deco. He had only Dark Reapers. Imagine tier 2 here with optics for Reaver jet bikes. Just imagine that. That would be really strong in this case. I know that Deco was making a deep... like, this isn't easy. Nothing I say here is easy. However, I think that was the best way to go. You see Deco kind of like forcefully getting this tier 2, and he's getting pushed around. All you have to do is just disengage and not F around with him. All he has is Dark Reapers because you just punished him so badly, and he needs plasma generators for days. So you have 2 Hellions. You're just gonna tie up the guys, and then the Reaver jet bikes are just gonna wrap this one up. But the mistake that I actually felt like broke Sikorsky's game was he desperately, like, he lost Hellions here and there, which already is a bad sign. But then on top of it, and I know it's hard, like, it's hard against someone like Deco, but as soon as he saw this tier 2, he just panicked. He should not try and kill builders at that point. It's not working. This guy is going for tier 2, but he has only one generator. And you know this because there's no way that he has all those Dark Reapers while still going for tier 2, while still having 2 generators. There's no way that is possible. So instead, he should have just chilled. He was like, okay, you're desperately getting this tier 2. You have 3 Dark Reapers. I should just chill. Just relax. Try and see if I can, like, recover my own economy. Fight a little bit for these relics here and there. If he's, like, doing some sort of counterattack, I can at least handle it, like, some sort with, like, Mandrakes and Hellions, because I still have 2 Hellion squads. I didn't suicide them. And I have some Mandrakes. You know, like, do stuff like that. Or maybe, if he's doing a counterattack, maybe that doesn't matter either, because these Dark Reapers deals nothing building damage in the early game. You might as well then say, okay, you're in my base. I'm just gonna jump with both Hellions, destroy your plasma generator. So I just feel like Sikorsky, he kind of did the right thing, but then the execution was just god-awful. Not god-awful, it just wasn't good. Like, it just wasn't clean. And by the way, Sikorsky, if he's watching, I know he sometimes watches my videos. If he's seeing this, he would probably agree with me. Sikorsky is a really good Dark Eldar player. He would probably agree with me. So, it is my opinion. So what we're going to have, guys, is going to be AlixUK going up against Deco. I know Alex, he's thinking, oh my god, another Dark Eldar player, nah. But you know what? I've seen some good stuff with Alex. He's going up against Deco. It's going to be a potential nightmare for him, because Deco, he looks brutally scary. He looks really freaking good in this one. So we're gonna see how he's gonna pan out. Let's get to it, guys. AlixUK versus Deco. Let's go. All right, guys. So for game 1, AlixUK versus Deco, we got Eldar versus Imperial Guard, and this is not a terrible map for IG. Well, every single map against Eldar as IG is horrible, but I think this is one of the more playable ones for sure. So let's take a look. Deco, he starts on the bottom side. He goes for an Aspect Portal and Generator with a Bone Singer, 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot. I will 100% go for Dark Reapers. You always do this in this matchup. But let's see if he does some funny shenanigans. Yeah, just Dark Reapers. He could go for Rangers. I just think that's a god-awful idea if you can just go for Dark Reapers. And I knew it wasn't going to be Farseer, because then you have to build the Aspect Portal and Generator at the same time to actually do it. Otherwise, you can't get this Fleet of Foot. Capturing his outer points. Meanwhile, Alex, he goes for... is this a... Yeah, so I think this was... Yeah, it definitely was. So this was Guardsman, Tech Priest, Guardsman opening into instant Commissar. So he's just gonna go very offensive in this matchup. I think this is the only way to go. He could also be more defensive, get a turret up on the Relic, and actually see if he can compete in some way, shape, or form to defend. And also getting the Commissar. Sometimes you see turret rushes with this build. Other times you just see Commissar trying to tie up some Dark Reapers. Trying, I should add, and then the command squad also doing some sort of the same thing. I think Deco knows it, so he's just being a little bit defensive. Also getting the Farseer second. Okay. Okay. Some Eldar players liked this against IG. Alex, he tells me that he just thinks Dark Reaper spam is way more effective. But Farseer, he also agrees, is really, really strong against specifically IG. I am. So Deco, he's gonna have to actually secure these inner points. That's good push by Alex. He needs to play offensive. It is what it is. He's up against Eldar. Farseer is now out. She can do some disgusting stuff. She can try and go for this Commissar, probably kill it almost. Yeah, Alex, he's in really, really bad spot right now, I feel like, but he's doubling down. He's not caring. It's only one Dark Reaper squad. That's the good news for him. Commissar almost getting killed by this Mind War, as you can see. Oh my god, and finished with the Sidekick Storm. That's why Farseer is actually really effective in this matchup. This is brutal right now. This is absolutely brutal for Alex. He's gonna try and be very offensive regardless. He's just going nuts, and now we have the Dark Reaper squad. It's probably over because what is Alex going to do? This is going to be complete nightmare for him. He's just trying to do whatever he can. But even these Dark Reapers are going to win because they have the guide ability on. So their melee units or their melee damage is actually increasing significantly because of accuracy increases. Yeah. And Rape Tomb as well, in case of a turret rush. Good performance here by Deco. He's doing all the correct things that he needs to do. Command squad dies instantly. Yeah, it's GG. This is a terrible matchup. I'll just put it like that. Alex, he tries to go offensive. It's not cutting it, I think. And I don't know if it's because the map is just really hard to go offensive on. I've seen Alex do other stuff. I've seen him try and get a turret and then try and defend this area. I did a whole tough matchup with this matchup specifically. Alex could go very defensive on this map, which you probably can. I also think that maybe he should just try and defend this and then fight at the relic. That's at least more potent, or it's not as potent, but it's definitely more safe. Because you still get good harass, but you're not getting so deep into the base that you're just going to get obliterated if you overextend, which he did. But this is all my opinion because obviously this matchup is really bad. I just feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like AlixUK was like, yeah, I'm not winning this game, so I'm just gonna go ham, and if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna lose. I feel like that's a bad mentality, even though this is such a terrible map. Or not a map, but terrible matchup. I think this is the bad way to go for Alex. He should 100% not do this kind of suicide shenanigans. And if he does, I think he needs to go even harder. He needs to get that turret. But I don't think he expected the Farseer. The Farseer instantly killed the Commissar and instantly dealt with the Commissar easily. And then the command squad is just alone. Nobody's tying up anything except for the command squad. And then he tried with the IG. This was nah. So it is what it is. Well played to Deco. He instantly countered everything that was coming his way. He kind of knew what Alex would do because normally IG goes very offensive in this matchup to actually see if they can deal some damage. But yeah, I think turret up here and then go offensive here would have been better. He even went for the Commissar early with Guardsman, Tech Priest, Guardsman. So he could actually get this turret, I feel like, but it is what it is. Alex, he loses the first game. I have a feeling that he's going for Dark Eldar. He's like, this matchup is so bad, I'm just gonna get Dark Eldar instead. We'll see how Alex is going to handle this. Let's see. Game 2, Alex versus Deco. Let's go. Okay, and my suspicions were right. Let's see. I know AlixUK knows the build order that I'm referring to, and I think he will 100% do it on here. Let's see. I think this is what he should have done, Sikorsky. I could also be talking out my ass, and then Alex is going to do the exact same thing. We're gonna see. Deco, he goes for Bone Singer, 2 Guardians, Flitterfoot, will go for Aspect Portal and Plasma Generator. Very most likely just go Dark Reapers. This is not Farseer opening at least. Yeah, it will be. Come on. Yeah, Dark Reapers. And then Alex, he's going for the opening here, Dark Foundry and Plasma Generator. We'll go for 1 Mandrake and then the 2nd Mandrake here as well. Actually capturing his inner point, so he's not capturing any outer points for now. Deco, on the other hand, chooses to actually capture this. He is doing this to avoid Hellions just jumping in here and just murdering him and decapping. So it makes sense that he wants to capture this first. And getting the Dark Reapers. So the Dark Reapers are going to get up here. See if they can actually defend a little bit. If there are some funny Mandrake and then Hellion coming in. Alex is going for the Hellion build so far. I think this is really good Hellion map. Jump here, 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 to here, And then from here to here and here to here. Like, it's so good. Spread out points is real good. Battle Marshes, Hellion map for sure. Alright, so Dark Reaper is gonna draw the first shot here. Nope, they're gonna take the first knife. Mandrake is gonna... It's not really a knife, is it? It's just a hand with a sword on. Alright, Alex is getting in, and he's trying to tie up these Dark Reapers. This Torture Slave is probably a little bit under attack. This is why we need the Hellions very, very fast. Deco is trying to see if he can kite. He's not gonna kill the Tortured Slave in time, though. This is what I mean. This is what you need to do. Just get these Hellions and try and actually defend your way out. This is not good by Alex, though. He's getting in, and he's gonna lose his Mandrakes for sure. He is killing some Guardians, though. I will definitely give him that. Another Hellion squad is 100% getting in. This is really, really good by Alex so far. These Mandrakes a little bit overextended, but these Guardians are not being controlled by Deco. That's really, really good. Get out, Alex. Get out before it goes wrong, and you're gonna regret that. Second Hellion squad now getting in. Want to help out these Mandrakes? I understand. Good idea. In comes the second Mandrake squad, and these Dark Reapers need to run for the hills. Let's see. What is Alex going to do? Is he going fast tier 2? Oh, he lost his Torture Slave, by the way. Yeah, support platform is desperately needed. Otherwise, this is going to be a nightmare. An absolute nightmare for Deco. Interestingly placed that he doesn't place it here. But I think he doesn't do that because Alex is just fighting so much in this section right now. He can't even afford to do so. Needs to be careful that he's not losing too many Hellions. So far, except for the Mandrakes dying left and right, this is not bad for Alex. This is not bad whatsoever. Okay, so he's going for Homunculus Laboratory as well. He probably thinks that he can finish off Deco. He's gonna try anyway. He's definitely in a better spot than Sikorsky was at the time. This minefield is not being built. That is very, very important. This is brutal engagement. I think this is going to make or break the game. There's no one who has either critical locations or relics. This is just who can survive, who will break, what is going to happen. This is really, really disgusting right now. Let's look at Deco's economy. 68 to plus 10. Same economy for Alex. He doesn't have the best economy. This means that long-term he can't reinforce. And the Mandrakes just got murdered. Oh my god. Are we getting Reaver Jet Bike? But you see here, Deco is just... He needs extra Dark Reapers, and he cannot afford to go tier 2. Well, he's going tier 2, but he can't afford tier 2 stuff. So he needs to make sure that he can actually get some tier 2 economy. But Alex lost his Mandrakes. That's not too good, but he's gonna have another go. He's gonna go with the Reaver Jet Bikes. He's gonna get a bunch of Reaver Jet Bikes. He's even getting another plasma generator so he can actually pay up for the Reaver Jet Bikes. Yeah, he's going nuts here. Dark Reapers need to be really, really careful. They don't want to overextend. This is a really, really good push by Alex. He also got the Poison Blades on top of it. Yeah, this is him saying, I'm gonna win or I'm gonna lose. It is what it is. I want to go for the finish. He's gonna try and murder whatever the hell Deco has right now. He can definitely kill some Bone Singers. But look at these Hellions. They're just slowly gonna die. They can't afford to get into this minefield right now. Dark Reapers need to be kiting all day long. This is a very brutal push. But Deco is just desperately trying to defend himself. Alex needed to kite and not lose his Reaver Jet Bikes. Speaking of Reaver Jet Bikes, they're just falling apart 24/7. Deco is under brutal pressure, but he survives. He needs to finish this Soul Shrine. Alex is actually calling the GG because he's not tier 2 whatsoever. GG. Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just don't like this tier 2, this tier 1.5. I just don't F around with it. Just get tier 2. I feel like you can just get tier 2 instead of just doing this weird shenanigans here where you're trying to finish him. Because again, let's just be real. Alex wasn't doing enough damage. Like, he just wasn't. And I feel like these Mandrakes that he's getting, is just dying. He went in here, killed some Guardians, that's good, but the Guardians got almost wiped, if not literally wiped. He needed to keep them alive, get the demonic corruption, get a bunch of Reaver jetbikes while going tier 2, and getting the homunculus laboratory as well, obviously, with the plasma generator. You go fast tier 2 with this build order if you can't finish Eldar. That's at least how I have perceiving this build order. That is how I have known from other Dark Eldar players. That is how you build that build order. But I think Alex just really desperately wanted to destroy whatever the hell Deco had in his bank. And he just couldn't break him. Deco's too solid. Deco's not doing micro mistakes like this. There's only very few moments where he didn't micro well. And those moments are just far in between. So, well played to Deco. He looks already, like, really, really dangerous. And just keep this in mind. Just keep this in mind. This was the quarterfinal. The game you just saw is the quarterfinals. Deco is already in the semifinal right now. He's going to be dangerous. Whoever is going up against him is not going to be an easy task for Deco whatsoever. Or for any of his opponents, I should say. So, guys, this was part 1. Let's hope we get a little bit more closer games. We had some good games in here, but we need a little bit more spice. I feel like we need a little more spice. But it is what it is, man. I cast every single game in these tournaments. I want to go front to back. Not a single game is not being casted when I'm doing tournament games. It is what it is. That is the Dusty way. Guys, without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. You're the freaking best. Peace.